Good morning, and good morning again. It is Friday, and we've made it. The weekend is here. June 30th, 2017. Welcome to the Friday edition of the Mike Prince Show. I am your host, the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Variety talk show that covers everything from here and yonder. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter at Radio Guy. Also, keep up with me on Instagram at OBN Radio. Today we'll talk about the continuation of trying to figure out this CP3 move by the Rockets. We'll congratulate a few select schools on landing some big money. Prairie View will pay honor and lay to rest a legend, the likes of Mr. Clifton Gilliard this weekend. Talk about our SWAC volleyball tour, as we had a coach featured on this week. And so much more to be talked about right here on the Mike Prince Show. Grab your cup of coffee, cup of OJ, or whatever it is that gets you cranked up and ready to go, because it's time for another adventure. Good morning. How's everybody doing on Friday? Hopefully everything is going quite well. It is the day of release, if you will. No matter what you've been dealing with, how you've been dealing with it, it's all good. And speaking of relief, former catcher for the Cubs talked a little bit too much this week. Now he finds himself out of the big leagues. Go figure that. One thing about it, man, you can say what you want to say, but you got to be able to deal with what you have to deal with. And lots of that going on. News flash, people. News flash. Stop getting upset about what Mr. Trump has to say, because he's been saying it. He's 71 years old. He's not going to change. Stop getting offended. Chalk it up as part of the game, at least for the next few years or so, and move on. Man, you're giving way too much attention to this guy in his seat and right into what he wants and how he wants to get things done. That's just my take of the matter. And speaking of my take of the matter, I am still trying to scratch my head to figure out why would the Rockets make the move that they made for Mr. Chris Paul. I understand Chris Paul has mad game. He is a premier point guard. You got 11 years under your belt, and you know you give up all that you gave up, and a first round pick for 2018, and you already have a guy who was runner-up for MVP at the same position. I'm not understanding that at all. Somebody please explain to me, how that even logically makes sense. You still need a big man. And speaking of big man, KD has officially rejected his deal with the Warriors so they can work some things out and restructure the deal to try to keep the team together. But if you're the Rockets or if you're anybody that's on the market, does that stop you from at least trying to talk with KD for a potential, jumping ship, because he's legally open to be discussed with from other teams? Does KD and his agent simply shut down everybody and say no? So don't be surprised if you see some moves being made along that area to try to, sweeten the pot, if you will, if you're the Rockets case. I'm not real sure on how and whether they want all this to fall, why they want it to fall and how they want it to fall, but it's interesting enough to me that you got to do something if you're the Rockets case. and thinking that you're just going to get there and play with CP3 and Harding. Now, unless you're talking about moving these guys to 3-on-3 deal that's been going on, it was a big hit last week. You still got some work to do, Houston, so we'll find out exactly how you're going to do it. We're getting ready to take a break, but while we're taking this break, I want to ask you a question. What does Florida A&M, Morgan State, Howard University, and Prairie View A&M University, along with North Carolina A&T and Tuskegee, have in common? While you discuss that, we'll take a break, and we'll tell you all about it when we return. You listen to the Mike Prince Show, Friday edition, right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Larry's Automotive, located in the Field Store community of Waller County, is equipped to handle any automotive service or repair on your diesel or gas engine, truck, car, tractor, trailer, or RV motorhome. With in-house financing and scheduled service reminders, Larry's Automotive can handle it all. So give them a call at 936-931-5566, 936-931-5566, or look them up online at larrysautomotive.net. Larry's Automotive is an approved AAA Texas repair facility employing ASC certified technicians and a 2-time Better Business Bureau Awards of Excellence winner in automotive service. That's because they believe in running an honest business with a no-problem guarantee. Remember, every service visit comes with their 12-month, 12,000-mile nationwide warranty on parts and labor. That satisfaction worth the drive. So stop on by or call today, 936-931-5566, 936-931-5566.
And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show. I am your host, the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, coming to you Mondays through Fridays right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can also check us out on TuneIn. Go to Open Mic Broadcast Network. And if you happen to miss anything, you can go and catch 24-hour programming by dialing 605-477-5066. I call that my low-tech app. You dial that number, keep that number locked in on your phone, and you're only fingertips away from having programming that is being produced throughout the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We asked you a question earlier before the break on what those schools had in connection, and we want to give a congratulations to the following schools for the Intel HBCU grant program, and it's a 3-year program that is going to be worth $4.5 million, and is going to encourage students to remain in the STEM pathways, and this is a very important and influential research that's being done. And once again, congratulations to Florida A&M University, Morgan State University, Howard University, Prairie View A&M University, North Carolina A&T, and Tuskegee University. This is a 3-year Intel HBCU grant. The program supports the multi-year investments in computer science, computer engineering, and electrical engineering programs that and curriculums around the labs of these particular universities. And there are 3 components that are included for this scholarship package. So student programs and their tech workshops are to ensure that the students are prepared with the relevant skills to enter into the tech workforce. So there's going to want to be a focus on quality education for the minorities of the QEM network. So that is a huge move, and congratulations. Anything that's going to help to further and get our young minds in position to be productive citizens throughout society. We do talk a lot about sports, and sports is an avenue, and sports is a character builder, but let's be honest, only 1.6% of student athletes throughout all of the collegiate competition make it to professional ranks. But they are going to have to be contributors to society. They're going to have to pay mortgages. They're going to have to pay taxes and be out in the workforce. So this is a very positive and great program that could help change lives. So that $4.5 million, not sure on if the percentage is going to be cut directly, but it is something that is going to be noteworthy enough to make a difference to help understand how things will, work out and go to be a better solution for student athletes, and not necessarily student athletes, in this case just students, to be able to get some resources that's going to help them maintain and do a bumper job. So once again, we give a congratulations to them, and when we come back, we're going to take us a break, and while we're taking that break, I want you to think about a couple of things that could be and could not be as far as the world of volleyball. You're listening to the Mike Prince Show, the Friday edition. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back.
Are you looking for an affordable way to increase your business? Let the Open Mic Broadcast Network lead the way. For a customized, affordable ad campaign, call 832-213-8824.
This is Willie Simmons here, football coach at Prairie View A&M University. I'm sitting here with my main man, Mike Prince. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Listen to the Mike Prince Show weekdays on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, as we are heading right along and want to tell you about moving along. We are so excited to be able to provide with you exclusive volleyball coverage for the Southwest Athletic Conference, and pretty soon we'll have the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference on board with us for volleyball coverage. This week we're featuring Coach Nichols from Alcorn State, and we got all of them lined up. We release a coach each week, but it is our endeavor, as you may have heard me say from time to time, to bring you coverage for the Southwest Athletic Conference in particular that you cannot find on a regular basis anywhere else. Does it make it risky? Yes, it does, but it's worth it. So we are excited. We've had, I want to say 3, 4 so far, and we got a few more to go. And it is exciting. We're going to be launching off our not softball, but volleyball coverage in exclusively. We're calling it the dig right now. I kind of like that. Those that understand volleyball, a dig is a save on a defensive end from someone trying to get a kill or a spike, as we would like to call it. So good a chance to check out these coaches. A lot of intellect, a lot to share, and a lot of good information that's being brought throughout these interviews. And also talking about interviews, we were able to get Mr. Dante Jackson, new head basketball coach for the Grambling State Tigers, and was excited to be his first interview over at the Southwest Athletic Conference. And we got another real intriguing partnership coming up right here. We are so close. And I might release a little bit more detail throughout the course of this show, and then I just might not. But it is going to be something that I think is going to be a win-win situation. We are moving forward very, very quickly, getting some I's dotted and some T's crossed, and it's always exciting when you're adding to the family, if you will. So we got that in the hopper. And I might drop a little hint at least this afternoon, not this afternoon, but I might do that on Twitter this afternoon. If you follow me on Twitter at Radio Guy, I might drop a little hint or two, and I might drop a little hint before this show is over. Who knows how things are going to work out right now. But what I do have to do, I'm going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll continue to tell you and share with you about a legend who will be laid to rest this weekend in the land of Prairie View. It is a sad time, but it's also a happy time, and we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail right now. We just want to take a quick 30-second break. We'll be right back. You're listening to The Mike Prince Show.
The Open Mic Broadcast Network is a community-based radio station that was established in 2002. We have been dedicated to local, regional, and community programming with coverage for high school, collegiate sports, ministries, and information. Our goal is to provide quality, productive, and positive programming that reflects the community that we serve. Visit our website, KTORradio.com and OBNradio.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am a man of my word. I told you we was only going to take a little 30-second break, and we're right back. And just wanted to remind others and share that this is going to be an extremely challenging weekend for Prairie View family. PV Nation has lost a legend in the likes of Clifton Gillard, who by far was a legend beyond his own time. Clifton Gillard passed away last Tuesday at the age of 79, and we'll have the viewing of his body. It's going to be tomorrow morning from the Baby Dome, Willie Nix Baby Dome, beginning at 9 a.m. The funeral services will be beginning at 11 a.m. All this will be on the campus of Prairie View A&M University. Brother Gillard was a dynamic man, not just an athlete, but a dynamic man. And because he is going to be greatly missed, and there's nothing anyone can say or do that's going to ever replace the likes of Brother Gillard, we just wanted to continue to remind the PV family to stay encouraged one to another, remind the Gillard family to stay encouraged one to another, and get a chance to try to hold on to as many memories as you can. If you listen to the show throughout the course of the week, you've heard me a couple of times pay my respects and homage to Brother Gillard, and I'm going to do it one more time. And there's no shame in my game on how important and influential this man was, and not just my life, but a lot of lives. Whether you were connected to PV or not, you cannot overemphasize what Clifton Gillard meant. So at this time, we just want to pause for about a minute, pay respect, and we'll be right back. In my soul, Lord, in my soul, far greater signal got soul, far greater signal got soul, said far greater signal got soul, my baby signal got soul. In my soul, my baby, no break, my baby, no break. We'll take us a quick break, and we'll be right back with more of our football coverage throughout the Southwest Athletic Conference and the MEAC.
Has your vehicle been giving you the blues? Contact our good friends at Larry's Automotive at 30540-FM1488 in the Field Store area. Now 936-931-5566. With over 20 years of experience as a lawyer, attorney Lee Van Richardson Jr. can help you with whatever your need may be. Divorce, car accidents, criminal case, wills, deeds, trust, civil suits, parent and child relationships. Contact Richardson's Law Office located at 1047 Austin Street in Hempstead, Texas. You can call them at 979-826-8008. Attorney Lee Van Richardson Jr. in Hempstead, Texas. Is your business in the black? Do you really know? Gunderson's Bookkeeping can lower your taxes, increase your profits, and help control your cash flow. Services include complete payroll, bookkeeping, and income tax services. Call for a free business assessment at 936-372-2661.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, Friday edition for the Mike Prince Show as we get ready to wind down. I want to remind you that you can call our message line at 713-570-6736. Leave your message, leave your question, leave your comment. You can even leave your concern, and you can even leave a little smack talk, if you will, about your school and your representation. And speaking of smack talk, there's going to be some smack talk coming up here in the very near future as far as football is concerned. You got the 13th annual MEAC SWAC Challenge, but actually going to have two of them when you really think about it, but we'll catch up on that one. The official one will be featuring South Carolina State Bulldogs of the MEAC taking on the Southern Jaguars of the SWAC. This game is going to be a 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time kickoff from from Southern's Mumford Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. That game will be on September the 3rd, and it will be on the Big Boys Network on ESPN2. And there's a game prior to that on August 26th, and that's going to feature Florida A&M and the Texas Southern Tigers. And that game will also be a very interesting game to watch. But meanwhile, back to that, we'll come back to that in just a second. You can get your tickets for the MEAC SWAC Challenge, and they can be purchased through Ticketmaster. All you have to do is go online, or you can call Ticketmaster at 800-745-3000. 1-800-745-3000. Or you can go logging in to www.meacswacchallenge.com. That's www.meacswacchallenge.com. South Carolina State fans, you are encouraged to go to your university's website where you can purchase your ticket for only $16, and you got to apply taxes and everything, but it will be a very affordable adventure, if you will. The theme is more than just a game. There will be a band career seminar, and you're going to have the band of the South Carolina State Marching 101 and Southern's Human Jukebox in attendance for this workshop and the MEAC SWAC Challenge. Now, going back to the other MEAC SWAC Challenge, this is featuring FAMU and Texas Southern University. Coach Haywood taking this game on, getting this guy set up, and it's a very creative move and an intriguing move by the Tigers of Texas Southern, because the week after that, they will open up against Prairie View A&M University for their annual Labor Day Classic. And you could see some of the chess moves being made with this move if you're Texas Southern. That way you're not coming out just dry. You're coming out, got a week under your belt, and get your guys kind of into it. Because I've always felt that although this game between Texas Southern and Prairie View is very well attended, regardless on who the host school is, but man, for your rival game jumping out the chute, it is a lot of pressure on these young men, and in particular on the coaching staffs, that your season, for the most part, is almost dictated by the first week coming out the chute. And so to remedy that, at least this year, the Tiger Nation have taken a page. They say, forget week 0. We're going to play somebody, and in this case, it's going to be FAMU. So now it's a matter, will Prairie View take a page out the book, and will they have someone scheduled for their next year's event for week 0, where they want to make sure that they don't come out dry. And then another interesting factor for the Panthers, that once they get done with this huge game, they'll have a short week as they get ready to host Sam Houston State on Thursday night on the campus. That'll be the season opener for the Prairie View A&M University Panthers, and it's just a matter of will that be too short of a notice for the Panthers to respond? Time yet remains to be seen, but it's going to be a done deal, and it's one of those deals that you kind of can't wait to see unfold as things get ready to go around. The football season is right around the corner. Some schools have had their camps come in. Some are just around the corner from getting. After the 4th of July weekend, it will be opened up, and it's on a countdown right then. And we are excited that as the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the Mike Prince Show, and the Sports Report will be right there along with soccer and volleyball, providing in-depth coverage for the Southwest Athletic Conference, the MEAC Conference. And I'll give you a hint about one of the new family members that will be featured with the Open Mic Broadcast Network. They're going to have their games periodically and some in-depth conversations and interviews featured through the Open Mic. And I'll say this, their mascot is a tiger. I think that's about enough for right now. But we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get together on Monday. Mascot is a tiger, and I think that's it. I'm not going to give you too much more. I think that's enough. That's a good enough tease. We can figure some things out. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with this week's Final Thoughts. You're listening to the Mike Prince Show, the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Are you looking for an affordable way to increase your business? Let the Open Mic Broadcast Network lead the way. For a customized, affordable ad campaign, call 832-213-8824.
The Open Mic Broadcast Network is a community-based radio station that was established in 2002. We have been dedicated to local, regional, and community programming with coverage for high school, collegiate sports, ministries, and information. Our goal is to provide quality, productive, and positive programming that reflects the community that we serve. Visit our website, KTORradio.com and OBNradio.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we are on the final stretch run for the closeout of this week's edition of the Mike Prince Show. What a week it has been. A lot has gone forth, but I want to remind you that you can be a part of the 43rd Annual Prairie View A&M University Convention. We'll be in Houston on this year, July 19th to the 22nd. Registration is $300. You can go ahead and be a part of securing scholarship funding for some PV students. For more information, simply dial 936-857-5817. And speaking of dialing in, we got the message line that you can dial in. Support your school, whether it's PV, Texas Southern, Grambling, Southern University, Jackson State, Mississippi Valley State. Doesn't matter who it is. Simply dial 713-570-6736. Leave your message. Talk your smack. Support your school. Why is your school better than the next school? You got your reasons. You got your heart. And you got a whole lot more just bringing information about what's going on that people might not be aware of. And then don't forget, if you miss any programming live, all you have to do is go and dial 605-477-5066. You hear the music in the background. That means that I have run to the end of the road for this week. But we want to thank you all so much. Thank all of our guests that was a part
of this week's episodes of the Mike Prince Show. Remember to visit our websites at obnradio.com, KTORradio.com. And when all else fails, I cannot stress it enough, use our low-tech app, 605-477-5066. It's the weekend, baby. Had a ball. Until the next time, you be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.